HIV/AIDS, knowledge, prevention, and treatment, let's first discuss its origins. There are two types of HIV spread by simian immunodeficiency viruses through different primates in Africa. The first group of humans were infected in Africa by chimpanzees 30 years ago. HIV became prominent when primates were given different vaccines with infected blood tissue and spread to non-carriers. 36.7 million people have HIV and AIDS in the US right now, and 150,000 of those are children affected from birth.
Although scientists have been trying to combat HIV and AIDS for decades, they have not yet been able to develop an effective vaccine. For the first time in over 10 years, scientists are launching an experimental drug study in South America. However, until we can have an effective vaccine, the best strategy is to know other ways of prevention. Most commonly, HIV is spread through unprotected sex. Using condoms during intercourse greatly reduces the risk of spreading HIV. The virus can also be transmitted by sharing needles or kissing if there are sores or blood in the mouth. You should make sure both you and your partner have been tested.
Although there is currently no cure for HIV/AIDS, there are a variety of ways that individuals can prevent their symptoms from worsening. One clear way that an individual can prevent their symptoms from getting too significant is by taking antiviral HIV/AIDS preventatory drugs. Overall, there are 6 total classes of drugs that an individual with the HIV virus can take to prevent their white cell count and their T cell count from worsening and developing the AIDS virus. A study done by the Mayo Clinic in 2014 said that all individuals that have tested positive for the HIV virus should be put on antiviral prescription meds in order to prevent their symptoms from worsening. Overall, taking antiviral HIV meds can help save one person's life and can help end the AIDS epidemic.
In any country or culture, it is common to fear the unknown. This is especially true in India, home of the 3rd largest HIV/AIDS epidemic in the world. Those infected with the virus and their families are often shunned from their communities, leaving families and medical personnel as their only caregivers. However, in 2007, India's National Health Survey reported that only 17% of women and 33% of men had inclusive knowledge of the disease, prevention, and transmission. A study done in 2015 asked closed-ended questions of family members of people living with HIV/AIDS. The study asked about their socio-demographics, knowledge, perceptions of causes, their attitude, and misconceptions of the disease. When asked about their attitudes, the answers varied slightly above and below 50%. If they felt comfortable talking to, living with, working with people living with HIV/AIDS. More than 2/3 of responses said that people with AIDS should receive free treatment. The misconception study in the case showed that most people had a good general knowledge of the disease. What you should know about the AIDS epidemic is that AIDS stands for Acquired Immune Deficiency Virus. It is transmittable, it is not hereditary, and there's currently no cure. Things commonly unknown are that you cannot get the disease from having a tattoo or body piercing unless the needle is shared with an infected person. You cannot get the disease from mosquito bites, sharing food or drink with an infected person, using public toilets, or casual contact with an infected person.
Play some music.